Yo, what is up guys? Chase Arevalo here. If you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Chase. I play D1 tennis. I coach at IMG Academy, was mentored by Nick Bollettieri, and then was a director at the Rick Macci Tennis Academy where I was mentored by Rick Macci personally for about 2 years. So let's get straight into it today, guys. We're gonna be breaking down point play from a practice of Carlos Alcaraz and Perricard. Let's fucking get right into it. Let's do it. Let's do it. He's going through his serve routine. 2, 3, 4. 4 bounces, gathers himself, picks his target, see where he goes. Open stance. He's pulled out to the side. He goes open stance. Very good. Let's see where he goes here. Good. So Alcaraz there should have tried to make him go on the run more cross court. It looks like he just didn't execute that shot. He kind of shanked it a little bit. But there, if you go down the line too early, your opponent should burn you by ripping cross court with a little bit of angle. So that's what he could have done there. That was more of an execution error. I think he was trying to go more cross. See? If he can hit a winner cross court, he's going to go cross court. If he can't hit a winner there, he's going to go down the line. Let's see what he does here. He's probably going to go line. Yep. Let's see what he could have done there. So good adjustment steps. Yeah, too short. So one little thing that you can see here, these are very nuanced points. But look, he's coming in. Notice how he's coming in with his racket prepared like he's going to hit a backhand volley. So then when Perricard hits the ball to his forehand volley, he has to spend all this time going from here to try to find the forehand volley. And that takes a lot of footwork as well and takes a lot more time. So even at this level, you can see, look, he's already here. He's here. When you're coming in, you should be more neutral in front like this. Neutral more in front like this, guys. It's just very small details like that can add up at the highest level, right? You don't have the luxury to make these little mistakes. So if Alcaraz is doing this, right, and even there's little things that he can adjust, you probably got to adjust that as well. When you come into net, have your racket more neutral so you can react either way equally. You don't want to be forced in the backhand volley and then all of a sudden you got to go all the way over to find the forehand volley. Notice his right foot is directly under his body here. Very important. Notice how he's not bent so much in his legs. Look at the angles of his legs here. He doesn't have a horizontal upper leg from the knee to the hip. It's pretty slanted up here. So just notice he's bending, but it's not some crazy bend where he's getting his bottom all the way to the ground, right? So sometimes players like bend way too much and sometimes they don't bend enough. So for you, try to figure out, are you bending too much? Are you bending not enough? And if you've tried for years and years and years of bending your knees so much, and you still feel like you're not getting that juice on your serve, experiment. Maybe bend a little bit less. Maybe you can generate more force from the ground that way. In tennis, you have to experiment and find what works for your body because everyone's a little bit different. So there's biomechanical things that you can see as patterns that you can apply, but then it's significantly important to find what works for you. And that's the value of having a coach, an expert, kind of programming specific technique adjustments for your own body. But this is also something you can do for yourself. Wow, great out wide serve. That volley can't go middle there. You got to put that one more to the right. It's a big serve. Notice when he's stepping into his serve, he's not throwing his momentum recklessly going forward. A lot of beginner players who do the step up, they're uncontrolled with their step up. Notice how, look, he is very explosive, but it's a controlled step up. Look how balanced he is here, right? He's not falling forward. He's very balanced, and it's a controlled step up, and he's focused more on pressing his foot down. One tip that you can implement on your serve is try to literally push the ground down. You can get a little bit more leg drive. Second serve, let's see what he does here. Let's see if he accelerates or let's see if he decelerates. I think he's gonna accelerate a lot. A lot of racket head speed on that serve. Open stance. Notice how on the open stance, he pivots his right foot to the right side. That's something that you can also apply. Also notice how he gets his right elbow fully straight on his forehand. His coaches did an amazing job developing his technique when he's younger and built those habits and ingrained those habits. So when he pulls, flips the racket and goes to the ball, he has a really long lever, pause, to go forward. Open stance, even though he's defensive slicing, it's a good open stance. Now, you kind of got to guess here, this guy's gonna rip it. Yep, he's taking control, good. Yeah, that was a good ball. So look. Yeah, so here this guy goes line. So if you're Alcaraz, so he did hit a really good ball, it was deep, but your job here, if you are the athlete, you want to fight to try to keep two hands on this racket. Here, he couldn't really do that. He wasn't there in time, but your goal as the athlete here, if you're Alcaraz, is how can I do as much footwork as possible to plant my left foot out to the side and then keep two hands on the racket? That's your objective. And for a lot of athletes, it might be worth it to eliminate the slice from your game for a temporary amount of time to ingrain the habit and improve your footwork. Alcaraz has really great foot positioning. Notice how the ball of his foot is lined up with the middle of his left foot here. That's something that you can experiment with, see if that works. Some players, they position this right foot a little bit more on this side. Some players position it a little bit more to the left here. So that is something that can be specific person to person. But what you'll notice is a lot of the best players, the most modern, really big serves, with the foot positioned more under their body, they're going to get a lot more vertical component going up. So if you haven't experimented with this type of foot position, I highly recommend trying it out. Open stance, pivots the toe, very good. Good. Floating ball, he finds the forehand. Floating ball, he finds the forehand. Left hand is still on the racket. Notice the ball bounced. Now this is going to be higher level stuff for you guys. So if you're a low level player, this might not be relevant for you. But if you're a high level player, you'll hear me say a lot, keep your left hand on the racket until the ball bounces. But there's even more nuance to it. If the ball's even slower, you can keep the left hand on the racket even longer because there's more time where the ball's going to be in the air. So you don't want to disconnect too early. So notice how Alcaraz applied that. He kept the left hand on the racket even longer. Yeah, he missed the ball, but he did a good job preparing on the forehand. I said this before, but in tennis, you can win the point doing the wrong thing strategically. You can also lose a point by not executing, but you might have decided to do the right strategy. So let's continue. By the way, guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. If you haven't gotten your 1,000 jump rope in today, get your 1,000 jump rope in. Pause the video, get your ass outside, do your 1,000 jump rope, come back, continue the video. Let's go. Notice second serve, he takes his time. He goes through his routine. He's not rushing himself. He goes through his routine. That's something that's within his control. That's something that's within your control. Don't rush yourself on the second serve. Take your time. Take your time, take your time. Be in control of the momentum in your match. Oh boy. Alcaraz has an amazing wide stance here. Notice he split steps. He puts his weight on his right foot. He's going to push off. Look, make contact. He just made contact, and then the left foot touches. That's the sauce on returns. That's the sauce you need to apply on your returns, guys. I promise you, it's going to help you tremendously. Push off the outside leg, make contact directly after, and then only after that contact does your left foot then touch the ground. Your inside foot then will touch the ground. Oh wait, his serve was out. Let's see. Cheers. Yep, a little bit long. Great deep middle return. Gets his opponent on his back foot. Hits a good deep ball. Alcaraz finds the forehand. Inside out, great decision there. Alcaraz, he's already set. He's already turned. His right shoulder blade is facing forward. The edge of his racket is facing forward. His right elbow is almost completely straight, locked out. Yep. Wow. That's a good backhand down the line. So what his opponent did really well there is he utilized the best shot to counter the inside-out forehand. So if you play an opponent who's ripping inside-out forehands, who's got an amazing inside-out forehand, you have to make sure you practice your backhand down the line to keep them honest. So they're not just camping out there like they're in Modern Warfare 3, camping out in Nuketown, trying to find their forehand all day and just getting sloppy with their feet. If you notice that, if you notice your opponent is just camping out inside out all day, you got to keep them honest. Go for that backhand down the line. Practice it. Go for it. Be confident. Yeah. No, that's sick. It's really good timing. Wow. Nice. So look, in this situation, you see how he's giving Alcaraz a really easy overhead? Look, in reality, Alcaraz is gonna pop this away most likely. Your only chance here, if you're his opponent, you have to guess, pick a side, and fully sprint. Commit to it. Yeah, that was good. That was good by Alcaraz. Nice way to use the body serve there. That was good. If your opponents are good returners and you're going out wide, you're going down the tee, and they're returning well, they got good timing, incorporate the body serve. Mix it up. Mix in the body serve into the equation. Huge serve. Look at his stance. Look at his stance. You might not be as tall as him. You might not be as strong as him. You might not move as fast as him. But what can you replicate for yourself? You can control if your feet are this wide apart. You can control if your knees are this far apart. You can control if you get as low as him. You can totally do it. It might be difficult, but you can do it.
Feeding balls, but I did it probably a couple million times.
Notice what's been happening so far. A lot of these points, it's a serve and maybe one ball, or maybe no extra balls, right? So the serve is the most important shot in your game by far. So make sure your practice and your training reflects that. Make sure in your practice and your training, it reflects the importance of the serve. So if you're practicing for 4 hours and you're just, going out there with your coach, hitting some serves from the basket right at the end of your practice, that ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it. What are you telling yourself? You're subconsciously telling yourself that the serve isn't a priority for you. That's a problem if you're doing that. Fix it. Good. Inside out. Oh, you went inside in. That was good. So here in general, you're going to want to go open stance and rip this one cross. If you see your opponent recovering all the way, hold up, my cursor was on the wrong screen. If you see your opponent go down the line here, and then he starts recovering fast this way, that's when you can keep them honest and rip back down the line. Let's see what Alcaraz does though movement-wise here. Alcaraz is camping in this side. So if you're this guy, first of all, he didn't plant with his right foot as far out wide as I would have liked him to. So that's one thing he could have done better. And I would argue that's not a very good decision to go back down the line here. Even if he makes that shot, he's got to hit a winner there basically. Yeah, he should have gone cross there. Good return. I like how he's getting his racket set and he's turned fully all the way. Notice how his right shoulder and really his entire back is facing forward. So what he's doing there, he's turning the shoulders past the hips. That's called the shoulder-hip separation. That's the most common mistake on every single recreational player's ground strokes. The most common mistake is the fact that they don't turn their shoulders enough. Most coaches don't enforce that with their students enough. Wow. Let's go back and watch that. So here's a cool tip for you on your flat serve when you're going down the tee. So a lot of players, when they try to go down the tee, they visualize the serve and the ball traveling over like this to try to go here. What's going to happen is if you're focused on getting the ball path to be like this, with the ball traveling over the net here, it's going to go right to his body. So if you want to hit a really good flat down the tee serve, or just whatever down the tee serve you want to hit, the ball actually is going to travel when it crosses the net. It's going to travel on the other side of the net, and then it's going to land near the tee here. So that was a very good visual cue that one of my coaches broke down when I was younger, which was visualize a window actually right over here, so that the ball path will actually travel right to that tee spot. So that's one visual cue you can have for yourself. Visualize a window like this, boom, 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 for the ball to travel directly to. And he executed that tremendously here. Even though he missed that, you see he did the same thing, right? The ball traveled over the left side of the net to hit that tee spot. Oh man. Good body serve there. Cross. Oh. Oh my gosh, yeah. Interesting idea to go drop there. He obviously didn't execute that very well, to floating. Yeah, but good news, he actually did a job at least guessing and trying to give himself a chance here. But yeah, Alcaraz missed that a little long. Oh, good open stance cross. Cross. Good. Good decision there. Goes through his routine, looks at his target. Super balanced, super balanced. Look at his shoulder, shoulder, elbow angle. Copy that from him. Copy an aggressive shoulder, shoulder, elbow angle. It's a good idea. Oh man. Wow. Nice. Yep. Notice the overhead, he's placing it. He's a really good player, obviously one of the best, so that's why he still hits it big. But notice how, look, if he wanted to, he could have ripped that way harder, right? But he's just placing it. The overhead is a placement shot. It's not a power shot. Get that through your head. Great job keeping the left arm up. Chest angle, really good. Good split step by Alcaraz. Cross. Yep. Inside out. Yep. I knew it. I already knew it. Good shot. Yeah. Great out wide serve. So Alcaraz decides to go for a drop shot here. Even though he misses the drop shot, it's a great decision because he's got all the options on the menu right now. All of the options are on the menu. If he wants to, he could rip this way for a winner. He could rip the ball this way and come in. Probably not a good idea to do that though. If I was Alcaraz, it's not a bad idea to go kind of inside out, kind of cross with the drop shot. What I would do though is I would go drop shot on this side to make the opponent have to cover more distance. And if you do it correctly, you should be able to get the ball to bounce and the ball can travel even a little bit away from the opponent. But that could have still worked. That target could have still worked for sure. But yeah, the main lesson there is it was a good option on the menu to go drop shot. The times when you don't want to use a drop shot in a similar situation would be if, let's say the ball's a little deeper, a little bit more challenging. Let's say you're not in position and it's a more difficult shot. And you might be thinking, well, what if I hit a drop shot here? It's like, no, use the drop shot when you have all the different options on the menu and you elect to use the drop shot. Let's see if that ball travels over the right side of the net when it comes to land down the tee here. So what it should do is it should go from contact this way over the right side of the net for his perspective and travel straight here. Let's see if it does that. Contact. Let's see the line that it travels. Look at it. The line is literally right here. So that's something that you might not be already implementing, but just be aware the ball has to travel on this side of the net to hit a proper tee serve the best way possible, especially from this positioning this way over here. If you're more centered, might be a little different, but in general. Cross winner. Oh. Not a bad idea.
Watch what castor oil does to your liver.
Bruh.
Even though it sounds like one of those old-timey kind of remedies, castor oil.
So also one thing you can notice in general with one-handers, you're gonna notice a little bit of a limitation on returns. Obviously, look, this guy's achieved an insane level with the one-hander, but on returns, it's a little bit more difficult, or a lot a bit more difficult, returning it with one hand, especially against like really massive serves. That's why you see a lot of one-handers, they bail out to the slice a lot. And yeah, it just takes a lot better timing with the one-hander. So yeah, just some food for thought there. It's a big serve. Yeah, so look, if I was his coach, I would program him to go more open stance on those balls. It's not to say that he would make it for sure, but I would be curious. Most of the players I coach, they have two-handers, but I would be curious to see how that works with one-handers, if it still translates the same way. But in general, I would recommend going open stance there instead of just kind of going closed. Let me actually see that one more time. So he splits and then just takes one step to take it early off the bounce. That's just a very difficult shot, especially at this level. It's very difficult. It's good from the perspective of like taking time away from the opponent and getting it back quick, good tempo. But I would still want to see trying open stance there. Try open stance, bro. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Come on. Two, three. And it's like, again, he's going close stance here. Bro, you can do that. But just what would happen if you went open stance, bro? I would be curious. I'm going to watch some more of this guy's footage, some more match play, and see if he ever like kind of goes open stance on these more neutral balls. I'll be curious. Especially when you're really tall, really freaking strong, like widen your stance, get extra low as well. You know, you got to make sure you're balanced there, especially on those tough shots. Big serve. Big serve. Even though he missed that, I love that miss. That's one of the best misses you can make. You're going for the out wide serve, you're going for the slice, and you miss it a little bit out wide here. If you're his coach, you got to be positive about that. Go for it again. Go for it again on this next one. Let's see if you can hit a slice ace on the second serve here. I think he could do it. Let's see if he goes for it. He might not go for it though. Let's see. Oh. Let's see what he does. Go for it, bro. Go for that slice out wide. Come on, let's see it. Let's see it. He's a little bit more conservative there. Good serve nonetheless. That's huge. Notice what Alcaraz did there. Notice what Alcaraz did there. Alcaraz knows I'm basically out of the point here. The point is 100% in this guy's control right here. So Alcaraz has to make a decision. I got to guess and go early, which is what he does. Look, he's in a full sprint this way. Yeah, his opponent did a good job. That's what you do at that level. You wait for your opponent to go commit to a side, and then boom, go to the other side there. But notice that most people won't even acknowledge what Alcaraz did there was good. That's really good. Alcaraz did a great job there because he gave himself a chance. And because he's doing that, he's getting better and learning from every situation, every scenario. And also, by the way, he's getting faster and he's improving his speed and his footwork by attempting to go full sprint to get there. A lot of times, he might never even touch the ball, but it's going to benefit him 1 point at least, and that makes it worth it. So make sure you guys give yourself that opportunity, guess and go. Oh, wow. Good volley, a little bit floating, but notice Alcaraz goes open stance here. Wait, Alcaraz got a short ball on his backhand? Why doesn't he go close stance? Most coaches would say go close stance on that. Totally wrong. Alcaraz does the right thing. Open stance. Really good. Really good. So the lesson there is on short balls, you can totally go open stance. You can totally go open stance. Do it. Such a big serve. It's crazy. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. That's the one I was looking for right there. Tosses it. Pretty difficult to read here. I mean, he could rip a flat serve here. He could even hit a kick serve here. Amazing slice. Bounces and breaks the sideline within the service box. This is something that I program for the majority of my students, is train your slice serve to not just go out wide. That's what rookies do. It's to go short enough, and it needs to break the sideline, which is this, but within the service box. So this line right here, this is the line you want to break. If it breaks through here, that's still an or even good serve, but the great slice serves are going to break short in the box. Especially if you already have a lot of power on your serve and you've been training your serve for years and years and years, and you're trying to figure out what can I do? Like, I feel like I'm not getting free points on my serve, especially like the slice and kick. It's probably because you're not training it short enough, and you're probably not putting cones short enough in the box, and you're probably not tracking the zone work and tracking out of 10 how many you make that break the sideline within the service box. Ask your coach, can we practice this? Can we incorporate this? Can we train our serves with cones? And can we measure so that week to week, month to month, we can measure improvement and see if the training that we're doing is actually working? That's gonna give your coaches a lot more accountability to make sure they're holding up their end of the deal. Such a crazy serve. It's big. Big serve. What is going on here? Oh my gosh, it's glitching. Hold up. What is going on here? We're back. Does a great job with his movement pattern, creating space, moving to the left around the ball and the inside out. It's a really good job there. Crazy. Again, that's what he did. The serve traveled over the right side of the net to then hit his target down the tee. Very useful tip for you guys there. In terms of aim, where to aim. Aim for that spot, but make sure you're aiming. The ball first has to travel over the other side of the net to actually get there. It's the fastest, most efficient straight line path to your target. Lob, good. Ooh, good. Notice how he lobbed over his backhand side so that even if the guy gets there, he has to hit one of these backhand overheads right here, kind of reverse overhead, which is a very difficult shot. And it's like, dude, if that guy can beat me with the reverse overhead, that guy's just too good. He deserves the point. So that's one reason why when you lob, to kind of lob over their backhand side. So even if you don't execute an amazing lob, it's going to be a difficult shot for them to hit. Guys, and that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you got any value out of this, like, comment again, subscribe. Hope you have the best day of your life today. If you didn't do your jump rope, do it right now. Order it on Amazon, get your jump rope, and get started. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.